Traders, how are you doing? Hopefully doing well. I'm currently holding a gigantic runner, over $1,000 on just one single contract in this uptrend. And I want to make a video how important it is to let the profits run. You want to cut your losses as soon as you can and let the profits run. The proper money management system is absolutely crucial in trading. It's absolutely crucial. You can catch one or two good runners like this and it will completely change the math on your numbers, and you can become easily profitable. And this is just on one single contract. If you think about two contracts, you can make an average monthly income for most countries in just one trade under an hour. And I took this trade right here. And why did I take this trade? Because the market looked like a trading range from the beginning. And we have a break higher, and most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. So we pull back as expected. We have a downtrend working lower, and we have a two-legged pullback down. Two-legged pullback is a very common setup. This downtrend is working lower, and we have a first break of this downtrend. That's according to price action rules. We form new low. After price will break the trend line, traders will attempt to make a new extreme. So once we have a new extreme, according to rules, this downtrend is over and I'm not looking to sell. Okay. This also is first entry long, second entry long, big bullish bar. And look at this. The resistance now acts as a support. Double confirmation of this support. There was even a safer entry, higher low setup that closed above the EMA. Nice bullish bar. And then this is the new low, counting from this low. First entry short, second entry short. High probability setup, reversal pattern, big bullish bar above the EMA. And market never looked back and is continuing working higher and higher. And just to show you guys that this is real, current time is 17:11 on Google. It is 17:11 on my chart, and it's 17:11 on my computer. And we keep working higher, so easily the biggest runner of 2021 so far. And this is a nice bonus, and I may exit soon because I like the run around 1,000, but we keep going higher, so we never know. We never know. I decided to take my profits and cancel the runner somewhere around this area, because once this big bearish bar formed, I decided not to be greedy and just take what it'll give me. It's a nice around $1,000 trade, and the runner still would be alive. Of course, I cancel it, but it is better than to sit through all this mess. But it depends on your personality. I would rather take the profits and be free. But let's talk about how to find the high probability setup so you guys can find them on your own. So today started with the trading range looking structure. That's the first thing I always do before I start trading. I always analyze the structure because I want to know what is the current bias. And today started with the move up, move down, and move up. So typical trading range. So there are two things that I need to do if I'm trading trading ranges. The first, I need to identify the extremes, the lows and the highs. Normally, I use the highest highs or the highest lows right after the open. But today, I decided to use a little bit higher lows right here because we have a nice 3 touches all the way from the Friday session. And the second thing I like to do is I draw the shortened trend lines because I want to follow the trend line rule. And you guys can see we have a break, new high, perfect price action. I'm expecting a reversal, break, new low, perfect price action, strong push above EMA, break, and you have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long. That's the high probability setup. Second entry, second attempt, it is tied down to human psychology. It is at the key entry point. We are at the EMA. This is 21 bar EMA is a key entry point. Support or resistance lines are key entry points as well, and trend line is a key entry point as well. And you're coming off the lows on a strong push up above the EMA. So you're expecting for price to go all the way up to here. Okay, and market just kept pushing higher, turned down, and kept pushing higher again. So now you're breaking higher. But look at this, we have a horrible doji looking bar, horrible doji looking bar. So we cannot really sell below these horrible bars. And by the time you get this nice juicy bearish bar, you already move all the way up. And take a look at, there's a bullish bias in this market. It's starting to look like a trend. So even though most breakouts will fail, I think it is very aggressive to short this market. But you know, true to its form, breakout, pullback at least, and now I have to draw the short and downtrend, just like I drew it like here and right here and right here. I have to draw the short and downtrend, and look what we have. Price broke the trend line and created a new extreme. So from this point on, I'm expecting a continuation of this bullish uptrend, and I wouldn't have this trend line yet. So make no mistake about it. This is hard to find. They just set up the trend line this swing. I wouldn't have this trend line yet, but it is a two-legged pullback. It is a second entry long, and look, resistance now acts as a support, and we are making higher lows each time. We're making higher lows, higher highs. So there's a bullish uptrend forming. Second entry long, nice bullish bar. I already talked about this. Even safer entry, another confirmation of a support. Higher low, you close above EMA on this inside bar, you can take this, and then new low. This is the new low. First entry short, second entry short, failure. Remember, with a trend, we are looking for second entries. This is uptrend, so we're looking for second entry longs, and we are looking for failed second entry shorts, because this is an uptrend, and it's failed second entry short is a trap. Okay, this was the new swing of the key entry point, and market just kept working higher, and this is where you just sit back and you enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're just holding a runner and think about all the hard work that led into this. But the market is pushing higher, and there is one more trade that I marked as an aggressive entry, because this is the new high, and we actually created a double top right here, and double tops reset the count. So this is technically a first entry, but an advanced trader can see that you can treat this as a first entry long, second entry long of this key entry point of the EMA in an uptrend now. So this would be a fairly aggressive trade, but I can definitely see why a lot of traders could take this trade. But however, once you enter on a trade like this, or you don't enter, you can't really enter all the way up to here. High probability setup happens at the key entry point. This is where all the magic happens. It doesn't happen all the way up to here. It's too late. Let the market go without you. Don't chase it. You never know when it's going to pull back lower and stop you out and then continue working hard. You never know. This is why you want to sit on your hands and, wait for prices come to you. Price will always come to you. There's going to be always 2 or 3 trades, easy trades at the key entry points that you will find. You just have to be patient. The market kept pushing higher and finally created a new high. Okay, this is the new high. You have a first entry long, it failed because it's not a high probability setup, and a second entry long right here after a break and a new low. Are you starting to see the similarities with all these patterns? It is a repetition. There's no holy grail. There's nothing secret. It's all repetition. Institutions play the same game every single day. We're just following them. So we have a break and a new low. It is below the EMA, so this is aggressive trade. I would probably not take this trade. However, I remember Al Brooks always used to talk about the first bar that closed below EMA after such a long period of time. You should take it. So there is definitely something to it. Every time I see a bar close below EMA or above EMA in a downtrend, after the start of a trend, I always think about Al Brooks, and there may be something to it. And here it worked once again. Here you have a higher low setup. Once again, a little bit of aggressive entry, but EMA is right now going a little bit of flat. Plus, I would be expecting push higher, and since we didn't get much push, I was really expecting this correction to happen. It worked for a scalp. This is why we go for 8-6, because it's easy for a scalp. So this would be an aggressive entry, but look, you're coming off the upper side of a trend line. So where you're most likely heading? Yes, all the way down to here. Remember guys, trend lines are just slanted support or resistance lines. You're oscillating in between up and down as well, just not so often as in a trading range. Okay, so we have a downtrend working low, we have a break, new low, and take a look where all the magic happened. I shared this with the community. The trend line was a little bit off. You would have to adjust it, but you could have easily adjusted once you would get the bounce here, and you have a new high. You have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long right here off the key entry point in a strong uptrend. Once again, no holy grail, simple price action. Institutions, central banks, they're moving the market. They leave footprints, and it all manifests in the same behavior. It never changes. Okay, so this would be it would have scared you a little bit, but you would have survived easily on this big bearish bar and gave you the quick easy scalp. And now you finally have a new swing at the key entry point, so you can start looking for failed second entry short. First entry short, second entry short, close above EMA, failure. This is where you go long. You would have barely survived because you put your stop loss below the signal bar. You would have survived just by one single tick, and that's okay. And then you have a new high, first entry long, second entry long. EMA is holding, trend line is definitely holding. Strong confirmation of 2 key entry points in a strong uptrend. You cannot argue with the market. This is where all the magic happens. The downtrend played out, and it is that easy. So hopefully you guys now understand how to look for the high probability setups. Of course, watching it live is a little bit harder, but it is definitely doable. And hopefully I motivate you guys with the runner that it just takes 1 or 2 good runners, few good runners, and you can completely become profitable, even if you are overall losing on your scalps. Of course, if you're losing on your scalps, you need to practice on the simulator so you become profitable there, then you go live. But just a little motivation, if you catch 1 or 2 good runners, it can make your life much easier. So if you made it to this very end of the video, if you find the content useful, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and stay safe. So take care, everybody.